I don't know. Like I'd mentioned, I've never dug into one of these this far. Well, not this engine. So I'm not sure how everything comes apart. So I'll just start pulling bolts out until something loosens up. That's gross. That's still tight. I figured that would come out already, but guess I'm wrong. Who knows? I really got to keep track of all this stuff too. I'll lose where I'm at. I know that's got to come out of there. It just must be tight. Yeah, it does feel like it's getting tight on this. I'm going to turn this. There. I'm going to get this chain guide out and this timing chain out of here. That was easy. That was not tight. So in the parts diagram, there's some things in here. Now them things in there, I think I'm missing. No, just kidding, they're in there. Looks like this side's ready to be pulled off after I get all the mounting bolts out. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to the other side, which is probably a lot more tricky. It's got the clutch and stuff in it. So I'll spin it around and work on that side. I don't really see anything crazy over here. The case is cracked, probably from chain flying off, but it doesn't go into like the oil passages or inside the case. That's fine. And yeah, I loosened them up earlier, just so you know. That's crazy. Those are like, kind of look like wood screws. They screw in that aluminum. Yeah. Honestly, if you can't see, that sucks because I'm just zapping. Huh. Oh, never seen that before. Not even sure what it is. It's dirty. I know that's what it is. Okay, so I took some time and kind of figured this out. First thing I'm gonna do is pull these out here. And yeah, I was just in here. If I go ahead and pull this out too. Just kidding. It's what I could go ahead and pull this out. It's got a plate, triangle, another plate, and then there is a washer in here too. Get that washer out. And that's about all you can get to until you pull this case half off there. We'll set that to the side. So on here, when you pull this off, like a spring washer plate, and then you got a big old nut there. So I'm gonna get my gun and take that out. It's pretty dirty in there, I think. Clutch material probably builds up in there. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's left-handed or right-handed threads, but we'll do lefty-loosey, see what happens. I bet that spins. It's tight. I bet they're backwards. Right-handed. Yeah. Imagine that. All kinds of cool stuff in here. Just kidding. I guess you can get that off. So it's like a week later. I don't know where I left off, but I did get a mic, and I don't think it's much better than the phone's mic, but I have a better mic on its way. But I gotta get this thing finished taken apart, so I'm gonna go ahead and continue on that. I wonder if I can pull this shift assembly out. Kind of just make it up as I go, then I'll have to follow the manual to get it back together. Start pulling all these case bolts out and see if I can't get this thing to split. I got my case gougers here. Looks like we're still attached over here. Which may be due to the crank, like I said. I'll just slowly start working it and see where I get. Part. Or maybe I can pull this crank out. There's that. So now I should be able to drop this transmission. Try to get all these gears out at once. Yep, that didn't happen. So I got the right side case here. I'm gonna have to knock this bearing out. Try to figure out how to get that off there. I do believe that's the oil pump. So oil pump, and then that bearing. Oh, here's a little roller bearing I'll have to get out. That might be that on that one. And on this one, we got a bearing here. Looks like that's the only bearing, aside from the output shaft's oil seal and the shifter oil seal. Right on. I just want to give you a little update here. So these haven't been cleaned yet, and you can tell, obviously, real dirty. A lot of this is just oil that will come off, but it is baked on, so it's very hard to clean. Some of the stuff I've been cleaning up. So the cylinder and the head I've cleaned, but you can still see some of that dirt that's baked on there. It won't come off with just soap and water and cleaner out of the parts cleaner. This one's not as bad. Maybe it is. It's still pretty dirty. So some of these I've kind of started cleaning up. This one turned out pretty good. So I was chasing an oil leak. That was the main reason. Now, before I split these cases, I did find the reason it was leaking oil, and I could have stopped there, but I'd rather just put all new gaskets and seals in it. So you can see here where that chain had slapped that case. If I ain't mistaken, this backside's in the cases, so it's got oil on this side. And on this side is your stator magneto. You can see it's cracked there. So that's where that oil was coming from. Because I've replaced this, or I've got a part coming, I wanted to show you. So this has been through the parts washer, and that stuff is just tough to get off. Now this rough stuff here, that's been in a sandblaster. And then, so solvent or parts washer, sandblaster, and this here has been through the sandblaster then polished. It looks a lot better. But yeah, I've still got a lot of work to do. I've got to get all this stuff cleaned up before I can start throwing it together. I do have gaskets. The seals are on the way. And I bought some new bolts. I think that's where I'm at now until I can start to reassemble this thing. Yeah, I'm gonna show you these plastics. So these are spray painted red. And when I put a paint stripper on them, it pulled off all the red paint, but you can tell they were spray painted blue as well. That paint stripper really didn't attack this blue too much. So the oxidation on there is kind of easy to get off if you have a scraper. You can scrape it off, and that's why it looks so rough. It's really bad, but what I'm trying to do is just scrape off all that old plastic and all this paint, and then I'll try sanding them. That's really bad. The headlight, I haven't cleaned it up too much yet, but I've scraped off all the oxidation on it or whatever it is. So the front fender, I've got it as good as this is gonna get. I did these plastic staples in there. And so this side, the back, you can tell it hasn't been exposed to the sun as much. But this front, scraping, sanding, and polishing, I just can't save it. I don't know how much time I want to spend on that. But it almost looks like it's been spray painted because it's shiny, but it hasn't. That's pure plastic, aged plastic. You can see how rough that looks. I mean, a guy could spend, I don't know, a weekend sanding that thing, but I don't want to. I'm not going to. I'm just gonna try my hardest to get them cleaned up. I really hope I can get that rear to clean up a little better. It's in pretty bad shape. So I'm still undecisive on the frame, but what I do know is this upper steering stem is what Honda calls it. That's bent, and the foot pegs are bent. So that's an expense that I'm not ready to take right now. Obviously the seat pan's completely rusted out, and the foam's bad, and the seat cover's bad. And then your basic wear items, chain sprockets, brakes. I'm just trying to give you a little update while I'm waiting on stuff. Of course, this is a second after the last part, but it's days for me, so I just thought I'd show you everything I got going on here. So it's still been a few weeks, but just to wrap up this uploaded video here, I realized I never really did like a closing. So at this point, when you see this video, I do have the parts. Everything's going together. I'm recording that. I really haven't messed with any of this stuff yet, as you can see, but it's all the same video. One thing I did do is I went ahead and got a powder coating gun, and I've started powder coating some of the parts. So that's cool. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this part. I know it's not super exciting and the sound sucks. I'm still kind of working on that. I do think my actual cell phone takes way better sound quality videos, but I don't want to use my cell phone for that. So yeah, I'm gonna close this video here, and then I don't know, a week or so, I'll upload another one, and we can start kind of getting everything thrown back together. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.